What might you have to write about in your C1 report, and how do you plan a good report? That's what we're going to be looking at in today's video. I am Steve. I'm an English teacher who gives these classes to my students in my school and in private classes, and then I upload them to YouTube as well because I just love spreading the joy of language teaching. So the first possible topic that you might have to write about in a report would be a school trip or some kind of school event. So to get our mind in the right place, to be thinking about what we'd write about, we can have a little chat about, for example, have you seen some bad behavior on a school bus or a train when you're going on your school trip? Give me an example. I want to hear scandalous stories. It's interesting. Have you visited interesting destinations on a school trip? I was in a pizza restaurant last week and my partner told me that this is the first school trip that everyone in her area did. They went to the local franchise pizza restaurant, Teli Pizza, to see how pizza is made. And I thought, that is bizarre. That is a very strange school trip, but that's how they do it here. And have school trips affected you as a person? Have you had transitional moments that really changed how you are as a person because you go to a different place, you're in a different environment, you see people in a different way, you make new friends, you learn new things. It's so different from being in the classroom that it can really have a big impact on you as a student. That's the kind of thing you could be talking about in a report on a school trip. For example, write a report for your head teacher about a school trip you recently went on. So when we plan this, you'll need to think about, be specific, where was the school trip? Because now you're writing a report about how it went and how it should be changed, or the good things and the bad things. That's the point of a report. You are reporting what happened on this school trip because your head teacher probably wants to know if they should continue doing the trip, if they should change it in some way, and so on. And you might plan it a little bit like this. All those things we were talking about, like the behavior, whether it was interesting, what we learned, this is relevant information for the report. I have planned it with one introductory paragraph in sentence number 1. That's the basic idea there. In paragraph 2, I'm going to talk about the strengths of the school trip. And in paragraph 3, the weaknesses. And then in paragraph 4, my conclusion, my recommendation about that kind of thing for the head teacher. As you can probably see, my school trip, I'm imagining that we did the pilgrimage to Santiago, which is something that a lot of kids in Spain do as a school trip. It's called the Camino de Santiago. I'm sure it's very famous. You all know it. And I'm imagining we did this school trip and now I'm writing the report about how it went. Pause the video and complete all of these grammar questions. Use of English part 1, choose the word. Use of English part 2, little grammatical word. Use of English part 3, transform the word organize. Weaknesses. And use of English part 4, use the word given, so it means the same thing. Pause the video, answer them, think about the structure of this report, and hopefully you can see from this plan very clearly how my report is going to turn out. That's what makes it a good plan. And here come the answers. This report is outlining, of course, meaning giving a brief summary of, without going into super detail because you've only got 260 words in C1, but you're outlining how the trip went. It offered a great deal of, or good deal of, a good deal, a great deal, a nice typical use of English expression there, and impressive if you can use it in your writing. And now number 3, the trick here, of course, this is a weakness. We are saying a problem. So the transport was disorganized due to the fact that the luggage went missing, or maybe the teachers were on the wrong bus from the students, and so on. And number 4, it was 2 things, and we've got not. It's an inversion question, isn't it? Not only was the trip educationally stimulating. So we need to say not only was the trip, not the trip was, because we have inverted the subject and the auxiliary verb. Like a question, was the trip educationally stimulating? And you can see stimulating in educational terms, educationally. Use of English part 3, typical word formation. You have to do it in use of English part 4 as well sometimes. Let's do another report then. We're going to continue with this and you can then really get an idea of how to plan it and choose one you want to do. You might have to answer a question, a task about community spaces, by which I mean your community, how you use the spaces in your community, that kind of thing. You'll see what I mean. When we are in our community space, should we install a table tennis or a pool? Which would you prefer? What do you prefer? Go playing table tennis or swimming? Would you rather play poker or play Monopoly when we're talking about card games and board games and free time and how we spend our time together? And do we prefer karaoke or Kahoot? Have to ask about Kahoot, given I'm a teacher, don't I? But people also enjoy karaoke. So just some ways where we could be, spending time together in the community. As we have a typical question, this time we are writing a proposal. So it's going to be very similar to a report, except we are writing about what we think should happen, about which activities should be organised in our local community centre. So we got some sample activities here. That's why we're asking these questions, because it makes you think which of these would be good for young people in the community or everyone in the community. And then we're going to write a proposal that looks something like this, hopefully. An introduction. Why do we need these kind of activities in our community space? My idea 1, we could have this. Idea 2, slightly different one, we could have this kind of community space. And in conclusion, we should have all this. Complete the sentences with the best word from Use of English Parts 1 to 4. And of course, we form bonds. I should say we have the answers coming. Students of all ages, a friendly but competitive environment. We need an adjective there. And this is an interesting passive second conditional, isn't it? Were the community centre to offer these activities? That's a tough question. Were you to do something means if you did it. It's a different way of using the second conditional with were. Were I to teach you this, you would learn it. If I taught you this, you would learn it. So it's a different way of using the second conditional with to and were. Let's have one more report. Imagine you've done some training, some way of developing yourself in your job, or even as a student, some kind of course. This is a very common report proposal style question. So let's talk about an AI course. That's going to be the most common thing people are doing nowadays. So would you trust AI to do your history homework? And why am I not? To give you a recipe for grandma's gazpacho. I do use it for recipes, I must admit. And to write you a fitness plan. And again, I have used it for this, for my rehab, for my broken collarbone that I've been suffering from recently. So I am using it for some things, but let's talk about it and think why. And then we'll move on to our report for the organisers of a training course on how to use AI. And we're thinking about benefits and drawbacks and so on as we write a report about an imagined course on AI. With an introduction, with the good things of the course, the bad things of the training course, and our conclusion. Pause the video, do your use of English questions, try to imagine what this report will turn out as, following my plan, and hopefully learn your planning skills and how to write a good report. So number 1, of course, we are offering feedback. You offer feedback to someone. You offer criticism doesn't really make sense. Guidance, I have misspelt anyway. And number 2, as a result of, right? As a result of all, consequence sounds a bit weird there. I don't know. It's not really like a direct consequence, is it? It's more just as a result of, typical phrase for giving consequences. Assume, the noun is assumptions. You could say the bad thing was they made assumptions about how we use AI. And it should have been more general, and then you can start offering recommendations. And in your conclusion, this is just me being annoying, because I get that every meeting we have at school, I think, why didn't they just email everyone? We didn't need a meeting. And I'm sure everyone who's working has similar gripes and complaints. But the main info, you can see again, this is going to be a passive sentence, isn't it? The organisers emailed the info, the main info, and you need to make sure that it's in the same thing with something like could have been sent as an email or in an email. Or I guess you could say should have been sent. Probably those could or should are the best to keep it in within 6 words. Right, I hope that was useful. Your homework is to write one of these reports that we've looked at, the school trip, the community space, the proposal, or the AI training. Send it to your teacher and actually do the practice. Come on, the best practice you can have for the exam is sitting down, thinking, just like I did, write a plan, develop the ideas, and improve your English that way. Hope that was useful. Goodbye.